Hi. Hi. I want to explain for a brain injury thing. I always used to joke because I was smart once. I really was. Not no more, but I always joked. It says, "Oh, I don't want to be stupid. I don't want to be stupid." Just because I knew the answer for things, like, "Oh, you're so good. You're smarter than I am," and I did that a lot for years with my employees. And once I had the accident, I said, "Oh my God, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to say I was really stupid, and here I became stupid." Um, when I left my alcoholic husband, how I did that was he's a narcissist. Usually they usually are. I found out, but I was supposed to drive to a doctor's appointment. I was too humble to go on one of these little trucks or driving things that they'll take you to the hospitals. I couldn't do it at that time. And so I asked him before he went to work, it was quite early, and I said, "Can you tell me the doctor's supposed to be there?" And he said, out of his being drunk the day before, it was like 8:30, and he said, "You know what? Why?" He said, and I don't know what he said before that, but then he said to me, and it's never left my head, "Fend for yourself. I have no time for you." And then I knew in my heart that I couldn't just take care of me and watch out for him, totaling a car, breaking his phone a million times, phones. But so then it goes on. I left him June 1st, but can I bring it back where I was driving to work before this epiphany happened in my head that I can't drive. I was driving to Riverside, and I was in Eden Prairie, so that was quite a drive. I still picture it today. I'm driving, and it's funny. My head wanted me to go out to the right of the lines of the car, but my brain's saying, "Stay in the middle, stay in the middle," and I did. And it was hard, and I can feel me. So then when I save a brain and a memory, or no brain like mine, it actually happens. And everything I'm saying is everything that happened to me. And I swear it's everything that happened to me, because I want people to understand that when you have a brain injury, you can kind of see it on people. If you smile like a hollow person. I didn't realize it until I had a picture done. I worked with Pacer, .org. You should check it. It's the kids with all disabilities, and it helps parents through the schools, and they pay for nothing. And it's incredible. So I've now been doing that one for 13 years. But I was doing that. Now I just lost my course again, and I'm trying to go back through it again. So driving, doing this. Okay, crap. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Okay. I'll just do another one then. So I ended up leaving my husband June 1st. He blamed everything on anyone, which he did, and myself mostly, and called me names you shouldn't speak of. But I left, went to live with my parents. I think it was 38 years old. And my mom, I didn't know who, I think I do this on my one video. I didn't know who my mom and dad were. I just knew they wouldn't hurt me. So that was the gist. I couldn't remember anything before, right when I was with my parents. So this is what I did. So I want people, even if they're not like me or weren't like me, whatever, to do this. When you go to the dollar store and pick up these 1 + 1, 2 + 2, blah, blah, or the times, whatever you want. I could multiply before I could add when I was younger, so I was better at that. But I would do, I think it was not even 6 of them. I'm going to say 3, because if I'm not mistaken, my mom said you did like 3, and then I needed to go to bed. My brain hurt so bad. So I would do it. Okay, that's 4, that's whatever. And I go, "Mom, stop. I got to go to sleep." And I slept on the couch. And then we'd start it later when I wanted to, which she said that. I don't remember. And so we did that for a long time. And I think I got up to 6, which I was really happy for. Then I had a speech pathologist, a neuron clinic, Dr. Golden, incredible. And I had 2 others. Well, anyway, okay, so I have those. And so I had to go to the brain thing. You know, they scanned you for however, and I had that like 3 times. And lights. Well, lights were the worst. I actually, with my friends I have incredible friends. After all this time, I had one friend that I'm going to say is not my friend anymore. She also thought I was stupid. And so when my husband was mean to me, he would tell her and they'd come to the house, you know, and I've known her since we were really young. So that's the only person I'm going to say I ever lost. And I'm not worried. I'm not, you know, hey, c'est la vie. You liked my husband a little bit too much, which was fine. And what was the other? Oh, go when, if you can't drive or anyone can't drive. This is actually pretty cool with normal brain people because I tried that and I'm like, I'm smarter than you are. If there's a car that has a license plate JBG, and don't use it as jobs, you use it as jobs, boys, and grown-ups. You know, anything. And I'm sorry, this is falling in my head. So, that's what I did. If a car went by, I did it. I would look at it, I would do it, and I go, okay. And even my friends, I said, let's do this. And they go, how can you do it so fast? I go, because it works. I'm looking at my hair while I'm talking to you. So, your brain can remap itself. I mean, people say, oh, no. But if you wanted to, you do fun things. You sit there and I'm not going to do this. I can't do this. It's just doing the 1 + 1, 4 times, whatever, 4 times 8 or anything, 4 + 8, 12. You know, anything like that. And if you don't want to do it, you don't do it. And then you go on to doing the license plate. I'm trying to figure out how many different things I did. The brain injury people tried to do, okay, A, B, C, every animal with an A, anyone with a B. I still sucked at that because I know I never could have done it. But it was fun trying. I found out my visual is better than, if I see someone, I'll know who they are. Or I'll say, I've seen you before and I'm thinking it's here because I can do that now. But I'm not good with names, and I want to be because it sucks not knowing a name. But I've learned that. Even my friends I haven't seen for a while, someone says, who is that? I'm like, and I go through not the alphabet, but go in my head, and I'm like, oh yeah, I think this is this. So I tell my friends, please help me, because if I don't know them, introduce yourself. My mom's going to kill me. She read the one I put in there, but I watched the one I put in there. But every time we would go out and I was with her, she would go, honey, do you know these people? Do you know their names? I'm like, well, I'm going to kill you. And I didn't. And I didn't remember them. And she did that all the time. I mean, continuously. So I finally had to yell at her, going, Mom, don't do this to me. I can't do this. You say, oh, this is my daughter. This is blah, blah, blah from wherever. Totally fine. But she would ask me, do you remember these people? You know, they were, you know, I'm like, oh. Okay, I grunted. What did I grunt for? Oh. Okay, I'm going in more depth with this one. What time is it? It's 8. Okay. There was, I grunted a lot because, like I had in one of my videos or things, I point to the TV, but nouns are what got me. If I wanted TV, I could pick up the remote and go, turn it on, you know? Or if I wanted TV, or if I wanted the remote, I point to the TV and go click, click, click. And it was cute. One of my friends I've had for years, she said, will you quit faking it? Quit faking it? Because I would laugh at the stupid things I would do just because I could. I don't know. And then finally, you know, it took her a while to understand me or get used to it, but we're great friends. She's still my best friend forever. Paula, love you, man. And there's so many people that actually helped me through it that I can't name them all, but I'm going to do just a little bit. There's Paula and Lisa, who, with me for the end, from all over, and then Diane, with 2 N's. She would check up on me and stuff. Then I wanted to get out of the house with Mom and Dad. And I was moving, and they said to me, the doctor said to me, if you can't do this, you can't live on your own. And I freaked. So Diane would watch me all the time, and I was actually pretty good. But people don't understand this one. I volunteered at the hospital. I had no idea where to go. People say, well, you just go to like 3 blocks and take a left. But people don't understand. If you don't have a memory, you get in your car, you back out. Okay, I got to make sure I did this right. And then I go back out and go to this area. So I would go to the end of the block, take a left. There's a stop sign there. See, and I still kind of do that. I'm not that bad anymore. But I still do that. And I use the GPS all the time, no matter what I'm doing. And I was like 4 blocks from the hospital, and I just did it every day. Okay, take a right here. Oh my God, is this the road or that the road? And because people say, well, just it's easy. I'm like, yeah, it was once. But that's the way, in my head and stuff. So when I had the first interview on my birthday at the hospital, the girl was just sweet. And she said, why don't you be a person that tells them where to go, like take a right to imaging or wherever. I still can't do that. I have to look at it, and then I'll go, okay, go this way. Otherwise, I walk people to that. That's 15 years later. But every time I went in to go in the hospital, it was brand new to me. I'm like, oh, crap. Okay, where do I go? Well, they first put me, which was really cool, into the business office. And I had to break up all the, Medicare, Prime Solutions, and there's a Blue, you guys understand that already, a Blue Cross. And there were a lot of them. And all I had to do is put them in the slots, then the girls would take what they have. And every once in a while, whoever was working after me, they'd move the blocks, or the bag, whatever, move the things. Didn't faze me because I didn't remember the right way to do it, or where they were done. And I did that, I think it was 3 months. And they actually, fluorescence just killed me. My eyes dilated. I was horrible. And the mechanics actually shut some lights off so I could sit and do it, which was sweethearts. Then, after a little bit, I'll say 3 months later, I can't say, because I never got bored. And I didn't get bored with anything, because it was all new to me every time. So I would start going, I can't keep doing this. This is boring. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. So I was like, I finally told them, and I said, can I be put someplace else? Because I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting really bored just putting these things. And then they gave me to oncology, which I've been there 8 years, I think. And it was with Dr. Blumenreich, Dr. B, and the incredible nurses who actually had the most patience with cancer patients and with a brain injury person who had no brain. I still go and see them. But I kind of slowed it down a little bit. But I want to go back when it gets in the snow and stuff in the winter. But that was cool. And then the cancer patients, I think that's one of the reasons I stayed also, is because one patient would say, can I have a coffee with this, or I can do this? And I go, yo. And I don't know how, if I said I had a brain injury or something, I don't remember, but they actually had so much fun with me that, oh, you better get a paper because we're going to ask for something. And I had to. And I'm like, you guys are so mean, but I love it. So I'm going to stop this, but I'm going to keep going from this part. See ya.